My name is Ian and welcome to the greenhouse. Now in this video, it's one of my most favorite activities. I'm a great believer in finding and buying choice plants, but many of them you'll not find where you live. And I've had great success with mail order. So I've just received this box of 9 very special plants. It's a plant called Phygelius, it's the Cape Fuchsia. And with the magic of editing, this is what we're going to end up with. I'm going to show you how to plant up those pots. And I've got 3 different colors, 3 of each, and I'm going to unpack them and then pot them on. We're mid-spring, and I'm going to give these 8 weeks in a new pot in ideal growing conditions. Then they can be planted outside in late May. That's the plan. So we're going to unpack this together, and I'm going to show you why this is such a wonderful idea. There's some really good nurseries out there with really good plants that have really upped their game on how they get packed and delivered to you. So just because you can't find it locally doesn't mean you can't find it. And I hope this serves to inspire you to give mail order plant purchases a buy. One of the benefits is that they're a little bit smaller, which means that they're easier to handle and they are more economical to ship to you. Big plants, very heavy, and you'll see once we unpack these. And by the end of this video, we're going to have 9 pots all planted up and ready to start putting on growth for this summer's display. So let's get to it. Let's just go through what we need to do this job properly. Always get your job set up. Clear your potting table. Have your mix of potting mix ready, scissors, clippers, pots, and have a little bit of space to work on. I've tried this before where I haven't got space, things fall over and things break, and it's very unfortunate. So this is all we need. We can do a great job here. A very clear beginning, very clear middle, and a very clear end with all 9 plants done. Now, logically, you can think that this is the back, this is the front, but is it like that and they're packed on top of each of themselves? Or is it packed like that? I'm going to go this way. We've got some instructions. I've read these many times before, and even if you have, you should read them again. There might be a little nugget, something peculiar to that season. Now these are a real bone of contention. I don't know why we have to use these, because they spread everywhere. So here we go. Here's our 3 different Phygelius. You can see that they are nicely packed. We've got an elastic band around them, we've got a label. We've got 2 tied together and then an extra, then 2 together, an extra, then 2 together and an extra. I have to say that they are a little bit on the small side, but this is important to understand. Don't judge your plant purely by the growth here. When we get in closer, and if we've got a nice dense root ball, and these were cut back, and this is now a second flush of growth, that will be ideal. So don't be too quick to write off that they're too small and they're not big enough. These are mail order, and we have the skill to cultivate them and grow them and give them the conditions to support plant growth. That's exactly what we're going to do. I do think it's important to match the size of your repotting with your pot. I had thought that I would put them in these, and these are a little taller than I was thinking. See, from here to here, I'm not going to get any roots low down. I think this is a better size pot, so we'll use these. Now here's the number one rule, and this is very, very important. Don't get them mixed up. You could probably tell these are a bit darker, and these are a little bit lighter, and these are a little bit smaller, so you could probably match them. But if you do buy a collection of plants, and you take off the labels and don't handle them properly, you're going to be guessing until things start to flower and fill out. So the trick is, set these three aside, and then just work on one type. We know these are all the same. This is Phygelius Pink Elf. We'll just check the labels. Yep, 3 Pink Elf. Let's keep going. Yeah, they'll be all right. I do think these have been cut back, because I can see there's a stem here, and that's been cut, and that's initiated the new growth. So we can expect that the root ball inside to be a little more substantial than the crown above. And there we go. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. The trick is when you handle your root ball, don't wave it around. Don't handle it unnecessarily. Set these pots aside and put this down. And this is a trick that I've done videos on before, and if you're a follower of this channel, I'm sure you've seen it. What I do is put a little bit of potting mix in the bottom. The empty pot, we plant that right in the very center, and then we backfill around it. Don't overly compress. Shaking is ideal. Now what I really want is for the top of this root ball here to be flush with the pot, and it might be that it's just sticking out a little bit, but we can try. Remember, we can always do this again if we have to. Ease this out. Oh, look at that. It's our first one done. Now when this gets a little bit of water, all this will settle and we'll end up with a slight gap between the lip of the pot and the potting mix. And that means that when water is put on there, it doesn't run off the edge. It's got time to soak in. So that's just fine. These are a little bit turned around. And that's because they've been in a box for a few days. Fully expect this to bush out nicely. So there's our first one. Now interestingly, they've only given us 2 labels. Need to bear that in mind. So let's keep going. Anytime you can reduce handling is desirable. So you saw me just put this down. There's no point taking it out to put it down to then pick it up again. You may as well take it out and plant it all in one go. And let's get a label in this one. Now we can see that these 3 are all the same color. So even though this doesn't have a label, we can easily match it to those two. Look at that for roots. Now you can see here, this is just a little bit high, but given that this is going to be in this pot for 8 weeks and then planted outside, when it gets planted outside, I can just plant it a little bit lower so this is flush with the ground. So I'm okay with this. This is a short-term advancement for the plant rather than a long-term container. Now I know many people are insistent that they should rip all this up and tear it to generate new root growth. If the plant is severely root bound, you don't want to buy it. That's the problem. You're fixing a problem. This is okay. This will happily break out of these roots. And just to make this drop a little bit lower in the pot, if I take off just this small part here, then that should sit nicely at the right level. Yeah, there we go. Do get into a process. My next job is, rather than taking this out of its pot, is to get my new pot and add a little bit of backfill. Reuse my guide pot. This lets you center it absolutely perfectly. Not like this, or like this, or like this. Just get it absolutely centered perfectly, and that way you can ensure you've got growing medium on all sides. Now I hope that you notice I'm not getting in there and heavily recompacting it around the pot. Remember, these roots are quite tender and they've got to grow out from their current root ball into the new potting mix. If it's really hard and dense, they can't do that. So don't fall into the habit of overly compacting the backfill. When you take your plant out of the pot, you cup it like this, and you can just put your fingers on the lip there, and then the growth is in the palm of your hand. So that's the second set of 3. And here we have the final set. Now this is Phygelius Trewidden Pink. Gotta say, a little bit small, but let's reserve judgment until we look at the roots. Now this has got shaken up some. The plant is in there, but it's a little bit off center. Here's the main stem. You can see that's been cut back some time ago and it's put out these new shoots. So this plant's got lots of roots. You can see them all here. This is just a little side shoot. They tend to scramble. They'll put out side shoots and then come up through the soil. So here's the main plant, and this is the part that we can see. So although it doesn't look great, don't pass it by. This is just fine. Give this a few weeks in ideal conditions, it'll bounce right back. So here's our 9 plants all potted up. Just to recap, we had pre-mix, potting mix. This is added a little bit of sand to it, added a little bit of granular fertilizer to it. If you can, let that heat up, let that get warm, place it in a sunny spot, take it out of the bag, stick it in a wheelbarrow, put it in the sun, let it heat up, because if that is really cold and heavy, and you put it around the roots, it'll take a long time for this to heat up. And that takes the temperature of the roots down. So just a little tip, all these small things do make a difference. We had a ready supply of the correct size pot on hand. Make sure you get the labels that match the plant. So these are 3 of one type, 3 of another, and then 3 of another. And remember that the above ground foliage might look small, or there might be a few broken branches. It's not the end of the world. Use your trusty clippers and go to town. It's the root ball that you want, the root ball and the crown, because it can easily put out new branches. I can't find these near me where I live in Connecticut. I probably could in June somewhere. Somebody will have them, and they'll be much bigger because they're a really good container plant, and they'll be $30 or $40 each, I would think, if they're a good size. These were $11 each plus shipping. And you might think, gosh, that's $150 or thereabouts. It's a lot of money for just 9 plants. But this is where it gets interesting. If you can't find them anywhere else, this is a viable option. And the final trick I want to share with you is that I deliberately bought 3 so that when they get planted, they'll be put in a triangle like that. And then as they grow, suddenly these 3 will look like one big plant. And that's how you can fast track maturity. These 3 will grow together and give you a large mass of display flowers. I've got 2 different pinks and then a yellow. And as I said earlier, they're going to be planted in a triangle, and they really are spectacular. So if you're tired with what you can get where you live and you want to branch out, branch out, and find some plants that are a little bit choice, special, different, hard to come by, do have a look at mail order companies. There's a whole bunch out there. Just do a search for mail order. Many of them will let you put in your zone. All of them should have the zone that their plants will grow in. And I'm just going to tip my hat here a little bit. This is going to be part of an experiment where I've had great success storing tender plants over winter under leaves, shredded leaves, just a wonderful natural solution to insulate plants from really heavy wind and cold. I'm going to try and have these go through the winter, this winter coming up, by covering them in leaves and putting a canopy over them. And if this works, as I'm sure it will do, we can now push the zone where I can grow really attractive plants that stay in the ground. And that is the goal. Plants are much better off in the ground if they can come through the winter than if you try and overwinter them in a pot. Overwintering in a pot's fine. It's heavy work. It does require a lot of effort. But if we can get these to grow in the ground, that would be fabulous. So that's it. There's our little display for today. Unpacking a mail order delivery and getting these plants set up for success. But Phygelius is a real hummingbird magnet. There's lots of different colors. I find it very manageable. It does tend to put out side shoots that grow from the crown into the soil, out and come up. So it can gradually creep and become a larger clump. But all you have to do is pinch it back, get new shoots, and the flowers really are beautiful. Now here's a range of different colors that are available, and I've got those here. So if you want something a little bit different, that's tough, will respond to a little bit of care and attention, and if you can, bury it under a big thick layer of leaves, where I live in Connecticut, I fully expect it to come through the winter. So Phygelius is the name. A hummingbird. It's a hummingbird magnet. Thank you so much. Happy spring, happy gardening. Go and plant something.